Mama, it's that man. He did it again. Joe Johnson, another game winner. He's got 6 of them already in his career. As the Triplets, they're unbeaten. They take on the unbeaten Trilogy. It's the marquee game here on CBS, week 3 of the Big Three. Hello, everyone. I'm Brian Custer alongside my partner, Jim Jackson. This is great. 2 unbeatens, the inaugural season champion Trilogy taking on the defending champions in Triplets.
Well, that's what you want. You want 2 teams kind of butting heads a little bit, trying to stay undefeated. Talked about the current champions, the Triplets, Joe Johnson. Yeah, you put himself in a position that when the game is close, the game is on the line, he's going to come through. But how about Steven Jackson?
Yeah, doing a great
job.
My
namesake, my cousin, went from playing last year to coaching, and now they're 2-0. Which team can make the plays enough to win this basketball game?
Here's their PNC Bank roster breakdown. And, of course, Steven Jackson went from player, now the head coach. But Jarrett Jack has really done some great things for them. So who's your PNC overdraft protection player to watch?
Well, Isaiah Briscoe. I think that's the guy averaging about 20 points a game. He can put the ball in the basket. But, again, we always going to talk about Joe. Joe is going to be there. But the other guys are going to have to step up big time, I think, in this particular game. Jannero Pargo in particular, Allen Anderson knocking down shots.
Well, you talked about Isaiah Briscoe. Listen, leading scorer, as you talked about, 20 points per game. That's 6th in the Big Three. His first season, and man, what a job he's done for Trilogy.
Well, here's the thing. It's always about adding talent to your roster to figure out how to win games. And again, a lot of times it's always at the guard position, and Briscoe's not disappointing early.
And, of course, the head coach of the Triplets is the defending Big Three Coach of the Year, Lisa Leslie.
Just understanding demeanor, personality, how to put our team in a situation where they can always give themselves a chance to win. That's just being there before understanding what it means to win multiple championships, why she's so successful. Hence is why the Triplets are still the team to beat.
As you take a look at the Triplets roster, but you talked about it. Action Jackson went from player, now head coach of Trilogy. He's with John Sally.
All right, Coach. 2-0, both teams. They got the MVP on that squad. You got the real Georgia Tech guy, JJ. What's up today?
Oh, man, this is a big test for us, the defending champs. Got so much respect for Joe, Lisa, and that whole squad. It's all my brothers. But we got to dethrone them, and this is our first step.
All right, we'll see what you can do. I don't know. Joe looked like he got his mind ready just to destroy today.
Yeah, he's a problem, but, you know, we're going to step up to the challenge. We ain't backing down. We're going to see what he can do today.
All right, Coach.
Just as intense as a player as he is coach, Steven Jackson, and he said, I love this team. He said, because they're professional. Guys come to practice, they come to play. I just need to motivate them.
You know what, though, but I'm not surprised that Jax put the shoes up a little bit because he was playing through injuries last year and kind of moved over to the coach because he was coaching basically with Oak, you know, on killer threes. So the transition to me just made a lot of sense, and hence playing huge dividends for Trilogy, who won the initial Big Three title in the first year of the league.
Here's Jannero Pargo. He'll pull from 3. A little short. Amir Johnson snags the board for Trilogy. And here's Jarrett Jack, one of the new additions to the Big Three. Pull up, count it.
Yeah, how many times you've seen that from Jarrett Jack in the league? Multiple teams, but always a valuable commodity. Able to hit the first 2 here for Trilogy.
Here's Joe Johnson at 34 last week. And inside, yes, count it, and 1 to Al Jefferson.
2-man game. Johnson able to get the mismatch, but here we go back to Jarrett Jack. Mid-range game, able to get to that 15-foot pull-up, and then Johnson inside, able to utilize the advantage inside of Jefferson on White on the switch.
So here's Big Al. Missed it. Jack the board. Tied up at 2. First team to 25, we go to the half. Jack probing, pulled, too strong. Joe Johnson, the Pargo, open for 3. Yes. They can get you inside and outside. Lost just one game all last season, the Triplets did, on their way to a Big Three championship. Oh, good move. Oh, James White, don't be so mean.
No, the hezzy right. No, we got some great matchups here. White against Johnson. Then you got Jefferson against Johnson inside, and you see the back end of this, but it was the hesitation that got Flight is right to the basket.
Fades, too strong. Jack drives, fades, off the glass, no. And Joe Johnson dishes it to Jefferson. And you know, Joe Johnson, 2 seasons ago, not only led the Big Three in scoring, but assists.
Yeah, he did. But the second time, the Triplets have benefited off of clearing. Oh, beautiful move by Jarrett. Jack with the crossover. Beautiful, but I was saying, quickly to get behind the three-point line, clear it, and then attack before the defense could get set.
Joe again in the lane. That's easy money.
That's what they say in Vegas, baby.
3-point lead for the Triplets. Here's Amir Johnson. Working on Jefferson. Got it.
Wow. Okay. Some early scoring by both teams. Again, matchups across the board. Each individual has the ability to put the ball through the basket.
James White nearly came up with the steal. Here's Joe with 3 on the shot clock. Uses his body. Pargo. Yes! You know, the Triplets will tell you, how do you want it? You want it from the inside, you want it from the outside. I'm going to give it to you.
I give it to you like we live it. That's what it is.
Pargo's got 6, and the Triplets have got a 4-point lead. First team to 25. We go to the half. Pargo's got 6, both on 3s. The Triplets have got the lead. Well, coming up next, we head to the TPC Twin Cities. Several of the top golfers in the world competing at the 3M Open. Got live coverage of the PGA Tour. That is coming up next right here on CBS.
You know what I love about Minnesota?
Come on.
My boys there have a nice little private cigar bar.
Hey, each week, fans can help select the Microsoft Big 3 Player of the Week. All you got to do is go online. Go to big3.com or Big 3 social media accounts to vote, and we will reveal the results from Week 3 next Saturday. That man was the Player of the Week from Week 2.
Notice I always get my cigars.
Always, man.
Hey,
Always.
look, everywhere I go, I find a spot, a little offensive foul right there. Listen, certain things I'm going to do in life.
Hey, come on.
Smoke cigars is one of them.
I hear
That's
you.
like mandatory.
Nothing wrong with that, my brother.
Yeah?
Just make sure when we go to the Bahamas, you got one for your boy.
One.
Yeah, exactly.
Talk to me. I got you, partner. You ain't worry about that one.
Here's Joe. Up 4. First team to 25. We go to the half. Working on James White. Fades back. Missed it. Jack Pargo.
Well, I mean, James White is 6'7", you know, able to defend, and this time Pargo, outstanding hustle, but his right hand right at the end tipped it.
Good call.
Yeah.
Here's Jarrett Jack. Steps through. And we got a jump ball.
You know, that takes talent to do that, though. Real talk. You just can't do this anytime and get it stuck like that. Talk to me. That's talent right there.
So Pargo into Joe. Out to Pargo. He's already made 2. Here's James White. He's got range as well.
Yeah.
Flight. Just forces one up.
Wow.
And they're going to call that one on Al. Al's like, don't bail him out on that.
Yeah, but you know what? I'm going to tell you what. Because of White's activity, kind of didn't stop. That forced Al Jefferson with a little probably more contact than what was needed, hence getting the foul call and sending White to the free throw line.
So here's James White. Listen, he's been with Trilogy.
Day one.
Day one. Heart and soul of the team.
Yep.
He was the second leading scorer last week, had 12. He is the only player on Trilogy to be with him for 4 straight seasons.
Remember in the first year, every time they won, they got to center court all set together and they stood together and they would bow.
Yeah, that's right. After every win.
After every win. Well, they didn't lose, so that was after every game, basically. Come on, bro.
Johnson, silky smooth. You know, there's some guys that can ball and there's some guys who can hoop. Joe Johnson can hoop.
Yeah, and there's some dudes that do both. You know what I mean?
Right.
Very well. And Joe.
He had too much time, Pargo, to think about that 3. 4-point lead for the Triplets. Here's Jarrett Jack. Oh, had Pargo on skates for a minute. JJ. That is dynamite.
Sally loving that, another Georgia Tech.
Oh, yeah, you know that.
Come on. Alumni right there putting in work. 13-year career in the league, bro. Oh, Jefferson not able to complete the play inside, but Jarrett Jack just figured out throughout his career what made him valuable to different teams, okay? And what made Joe valuable was this. Whether that was in Phoenix, Atlanta, of course in Brooklyn right here, Jarrett Jack, KYG, baby, understanding, know your game. Jack able to get to a sweet spot and finish inside.
So here's Al Jefferson now at the line, shooting 1 for 2. Too strong.
I think that's the second free throw right there, missed by Al Jefferson, who's a pretty good free throw shooter.
Briscoe powering his way.
Well, I remember last week Power went at Janero Pargo to kind of get him out of the game. You see immediately Isaiah Briscoe come right into the game. Now, again, he's averaging 20 points, and this is off the bench right here coming into this game. But immediately, what does he do? He went right at Janero Pargo.
Quintel Woods will come in for Amir Johnson. So here's Briscoe. So he's leading them in scoring this season with 20, and he misses. Joe. Alan Anderson is checked in too for the Triplets. 5 on the shot clock. Working on Jarrett Jack. Fades. And there's a reach in on Jack.
Well, it's his chest right there that he played into Alan Anderson. Just watch right here, Jarrett Jack, as Anderson tries to back him in right there. That part of his chest that kind of knocked Anderson off balance is where the official got the call at.
Jamario Moon. Has come in. Jarrett Jack has got to come out because that was 3 straight fouls. Jarrett Jack.
Well, it's good when you replace him too. You still got Isaiah Briscoe who can put the ball in the basket, as we see this at 20 points a game. So it's not much you lose from a scoring perspective. Beautiful backdoor cut.
Yes, Alan Anderson missed the bunny, but he'll go to the line.
But that's the benefit of playing with Joe Johnson, because the defense is going to look. Quintel Woods is all looking at Joe Johnson to see what he's going to do. Alan Anderson was kind of posted up right there in the middle of the lane. He was able to slide right behind Woods. And, of course, Joe, from playing point guard in his days in the NBA, That was an easy find to Anderson inside.
4-point lead now for the Triplets and Lisa Leslie's squad. Looking to remain unbeaten. This is the battle of unbeatens here, Trilogy. Briscoe pulls up a three. Moon snags it. Anderson from the corner. Joe Johnson. Oh, left hand and lays it in.
You know, James Wright saying where to help, but it's hard to help sometimes when you have a shooter like Briscoe that's in close proximity. You don't want to give up an open three.
Woods misses. Joe's got 6 right now.
Well, I didn't mean Briscoe. I meant like
looking for 9 as he misses that 3.
Sorry about that. Like Allen Anderson, who can knock down shots, not Briscoe, for Triplets.
Back to White. 5 on the shot clock. Turns, face, kick out, 1, and didn't get it off. Did not get it off. And Steven Jackson's going to call a timeout. Get his troops together. They're down 6 to the Triplets.
But notice the difference too within this stretch. The shot selection. Triplets are able to get the shots they want, whether it's backdoor cuts, layup, Joe Johnson to the basket. Trilogy has kind of struggled a little bit trying to get high quality shots, and you can credit the defense of the Triplets, but the lack of ball movement probably for Trilogy hampering their offense and the ability to get some easy shots.
All right, here are the games coming up on Triller and Fight TV. As soon as we're done, we've got Tri-State taking on the Ghost Ballers. Of course, Dr. J, the head coach of Tri-State. And you got Threes Company, the three-headed monsters, then Killer Threes and the Aliens, followed by the Enemies and Bivouac. 4 games coming up on Triller and Fight TV as soon as we're done here on CBS. Here's Ice Cube, always center court, watching the action. Allen Anderson will inbound. Joe Johnson turns face, backs down. Oh my goodness! In the lane, Joe Johnson.
Yeah, but that's a play, Lisa Leslie. I mean, she drew up. Not hard to draw that up when you have Joe Johnson on the block. Just give it to him and get out the way.
8-2 run for the Triplets. First team to 25. We go to the half. And a double dribble on Jamario Moon.
We'll go back to Joe Johnson. Real simple offense. Post up, give him room to work. Let Joe do his thing. Steven Jackson on that last possession lobby for that double dribble and end up getting it.
Here's Joe. Oh, behind the back. Oh,
fade away.
Oh,
fade away.
Oh,
fade away. I've seen it too many times, Joe. Seen it too. I had the pleasure to play with Leandro. I had the pleasure to play with Joe. Okay, I've seen that move too many times. In practice, more importantly in games when we needed a big basket, and Briscoe able to return the favor a little bit off glass.
Lead was 10. That's the biggest lead the Triplets have had so far. Hey, with a 3, we can go to the half. Here's Joe working on Briscoe. Anderson thought about the 3, fakes it, too strong. Briscoe could have put it back up. And he shoots that 3 off. Here's Joe Johnson. He's trying to send it to the half. That's short.
Ball watching once again. Moon able to get it. Get an offensive rebound, extend the possession for the Triplets. Can take advantage of it.
Joe, the spin. Oh, and he missed it.
He got hit at the end. Oh, that was too easy right there for Joe. Joe normally would finish that even through the contact, but again, keeping the possession alive because people are watching, the players are watching Joe kind of go to work. Moon able to tap the ball out, get it, extend the possession. Now Joe back at the free throw line.
Joe, the only guy in double figures. He's got 10. Man had 34, 9, 4 assists, 3 steals last week as he misses that free throw. Maybe a little fatigue.
No, he ain't tired. I'm going to give him that one.
Yeah?
No, he ain't tired. not the way Joe trains and eats in the healthy lifestyle right now. No.
Led the league in scoring and assists. So here's James White back at the line. Knocks it down. 6-point lead now. Again a 3, and we go to the half. And here's Moon. No. And they'll call that one over the back on Joe. Here's Briscoe. Pulls up. Nope. Tipped out to Briscoe again. Now he'll shoot that 3. Misses. Anderson loves the corner 3. Rolls off. Amir Johnson asking for it. Briscoe again thought about it, pulls it.
There it is. There it is. He had some opportunities to knock in some shots, and that time Briscoe hesitated a little bit, got his feet set, able to knock it in and can he get another stop.
Moon. The drive, yes. That shuts down a 7-0 run by Trilogy. Here's White. The 3. Yes. Now, this point, we go to the half. And they go to Johnson, working on the smaller Briscoe. Double team. Open is Anderson. Back to Joe. Oh. Offensive foul on Allen Anderson.
That time, Briscoe able to slide right in. Now, I will say this. That time, when Joe threw the ball out the post, Anderson was open, but because of where the path of the pass was at, it took him off his shot.
Hey, a 3. We can go to the half. Briscoe for 3.
Talk to me.
Missed it. Here's Joe. He'll pull it. Got it.
Said a 3, we can go to the half, didn't you? Did you call it?
Hey, he's no average Joe. 5-point lead by the Triplets thanks to ISO Joe.
Listen, some dudes just know how to get it done. Isolating right here on Quintel Woods. Give me all 2 of these, fading to the baseline. And if that wasn't enough, let's cap it off with a 3-ball going to halftime. Triplets up by 3. Or 5, I'm sorry.
The Big 3 on CBS Sports is sponsored by the Eat Fresh Refresh at Subway. And by Super Draft, the official fantasy partner of the Big 3. Play now at big3superdraft.com.
We're back in Las Vegas at the half. Triplets, the defending champions, taking on Trilogy. 5-point lead. Hey, don't forget, head over to Triller and fight to watch the rest of this week's Big 3 games immediately after we're done. Following this CBS broadcast, you'll have a chance to win cash and prizes really all season long. Scan the QR code now or text BIG to 75303 to sign up for text and enter the Big 3 Bring the Fire promotion. Inside Orleans Arena with my partner, I'm Brian Custer, alongside Jim Jackson. You look at that first half, man, and I tell you what, Joe Johnson, not only the leading scorer in double figures, but also getting his teammates involved as well.
But that's what makes the Triplets so difficult to stop. The way their team is put together is not just relying on Joe Johnson to make shots. Al Jefferson can put in baskets. Allen Anderson's going to put in baskets. Jamario Moore, all those little things is why it makes it so difficult to have to guard and stop the offensive sets of the Triplets. Plus, Lisa Leslie puts her team in a situation where the ball is moving. You got to guard the real estate of the court. So it's not just Joe. Joe right here recognizing the mismatch inside, gives the basketball up. Not just scoring the ball, he's assisting. And then when it's time for him to go one-on-one to do his thing, how many times have we seen the fadeaway to the baseline? Easy money right there for Joe Johnson.
He's got 13 points. He's got 3 assists. I tell you, he's no average Joe. And he's with our John Sally.
All right, no average Joe, player of the week. And Jimmy said you're not tired at all.
I'm doing whatever it takes, man. Doing whatever it takes. These guys making it tough, though. They working.
Okay, so what are we going to see the second half?
Man, we finna get this win. That's what you're finna say.
That's all I needed to hear. Way to go.
Straight and to the point.
Hey, Sal. Hey, Sal, listen, don't take a lot.
I know.
You just ask a question. Joe gonna give you what it is.
And that's why I'm going to sit down.
John said that's why I'm going to park this thing real quick, huh? Okay.
Oh, boy. Lisa Leslie having fun. Her team is unbeaten. So is Trilogy. Battle of the unbeatens as we start the second half. First team to 50 wins it. Jarrett Jack, the drive, got it.
I like it. Out of the halftime set. Now, notice it's a 2-guard front here for Trilogy with Jack and also Briscoe. Now, they're smaller in regards to guarding Joe Johnson. Jefferson should have slipped to the basket.
Kind of like that, but Jefferson missed it. That pocket pass by Pargo. Here's Jack again on the attack. And fouled, he'll go to the line.
Yeah, on that slip when, who was it? I think it was Briscoe that fell. That's when Jefferson should have darted down the middle of the lane. He would have been wide open.
Quick timeout. 30-second timeout. 3-point lead for the Triplets.
Now, I like the timeout by Lisa Leslie to kind of settle in her Triplets team. A couple of defensive lapses has allowed Trilogy to kind of cut into this a little bit.
So Jefferson, Pargo, Johnson, that's the lineup for the Triplets. Jack, Johnson, and Briscoe for Trilogy.
A little quicker on the perimeter. 2 guys in Jack and Briscoe who can spread the court but also beat you off the dribble. Plus you got a little size inside with Amir Johnson. So the backside of that is that you're smaller playing against Joe Johnson, which means you may have to help a little bit more. So let's keep our eye on that. And Briscoe trying to fight Joe right now.
Well, Jarrett Jack now in double figures. It's 1-point lead for the Triplets. Johnson working on Briscoe. Bodies, fades, and he kisses it off the glass.
And that was good defense. And Briscoe bodied Joe up, but Briscoe only being 6'3" and Joe closer to 6'8". Yo, height's gonna win that. A lot of times it's harder to post up a smaller opponent, meaning backing them down because they have the leverage up underneath you by your legs, but Joe got to a spot.
Al missed the bunny. But draws the foul, he'll go to the line. Uh-oh, Steven Jackson, he wants to bring the fire. He's going to challenge that call. He's going to bring the fire. Each team gets 1.5. Time for Bring the Fire, brought to you by Taco Bell. So here's the deal. They question the call. So Al Jefferson will go one-on-one with Amir Johnson. Al Jefferson's got 10 seconds. If Amir Johnson can get to stop, Trilogy will get the basketball.
Interesting use of Bring the Fire, though, because still early, you're only down 3 in the second half. So let's keep our eye on that. If there's a controversial foul called on Trilogy, now this is going to be unavailable for their utilization. Now, it paid off for them, but in the bigger scheme of things, if the game is closer, you may want to have held on to that challenge to be used a little bit later.
So Trilogy. Briscoe lost the dribble, and Joe Johnson makes him pay.
Now, with all the scoring attributes of Joe Johnson, keep in mind, he was a heck of a defensive player back in the day when he was in the league. He would guard smaller opponents, you know, especially when he was in Phoenix. And he showed that off right there against Briscoe. That time, Amir Johnson able to stay with it and knock in that 2 inside.
3-point lead for the Triplets. Here's Joe, working on Briscoe. Drives, hangs, left it short. And it will stay with the Triplets.
To the defense by Joe Johnson right there. But then the recognition that it was a turnover. Look at easy 2 right there.
2 on the shot clock. Joe for 3. In and out. Oh, good save by Al Jefferson, and he throws it off Amir Johnson.
Beautiful underneath out of bounds play to get Joe. Took the ball out of bounds. A pick to get free in the corner, not able to knock it in. But once again, the extended possession by Al Jefferson allows the Triplets an opportunity for another possession, and Amir Johnson got banged up a little bit, but I like the fact that he was able to walk on his own off the court.
Pargo. And the grab by Briscoe.
Yeah. Easy call. But it was smart.
Yeah, you're right.
Go ahead and take that L and take that foul right now, rather than give Joe Johnson a chance to not only to score, but even get a 3-point play there.
Miscommunication between Pargo and Joe Johnson. Good defense, though, by James White. People forget Flight was the, 2017 Big 3 Defensive Player of the Year, as Amir Johnson trying to walk off that injury. Here's Jarrett Jack working on Pargo. And again, too strong, just too strong. 1-point lead.
Jack not settling for perimeter jump shots, put his head, shoulder down, 2 feet in the paint.
Joe backs down White, fade back. That one rolls off.
Guess who?
Loose ball. Joe missed it. Anderson to follow. Left hand, yes.
Well, you see the difference. When Triplets miss, the ability for them to extend the possession to keep the balls alive is what kind of keeping this lead intact. It's maybe sometimes not that initial offensive thrust where the Triplets benefit, but it's the second or third shot.
Jarrett Jack with the handles and the pull-up. 14 for Jarrett Jack. 1-point lead for the Triplets. First team to 50 win. Joe, kick out to Pargo, wide open for 3. White lost it on the drive. Pargo got it. Allen Anderson to Pargo. Count that 3. His 3rd of the game.
That was shooting practice right there. Last time Pargo lined it up, not able to knock it in. That time, a little quicker with the trigger. Get off of excellent defense, hustle. Pargo able to knock it in.
9 points for Pargo, all from distance. 5-point lead now for the Triplets. Here's Briscoe, pull-up three. Joe with the rebound. Allen Anderson, the drive, and it loses it. Hey, Jackie Jackson.
You know what? I thought that was him sitting there.
Sitting courtside.
Real talk. I'm like, but it looked like, is it? I'm like, nah, I can't. I guess it is.
Yeah, man. Remember the Jacksons.
My cousin's from the Indiana side of the family. You know what I mean? Gary, Indiana, I'm from Ohio. You know,
Right.
we all related somehow.
As Briscoe knocks down that jumper. 2-point lead for the Triplets. Joe. Right in the face of James White. He's got 20. 5-point lead for the Triplets. First team to 50 wins it. And Joe Johnson is cooking. He's got 20. And the Triplets got a 5-point lead. It's time for our monster moment, courtesy of Joe Johnson giving Quintel Woods the business.
Well, I mean, Quintel Woods was at a disadvantage from the get-go, and Joe knew exactly where he wanted to get to behind the back, baseline fadeaway. Joe does this in his sleep. Now, I don't care who you play against him. Joe's going to get a spot. You just try to contest and make it tough on him.
He's got 20 and 11. Here's Jarrett Jack. Pulls up. Jarrett Jamario Moon, the rebound. 5-point lead. Into double A, Allen Anderson. That shot blocked. 4 on the shot clock.
A lot of contact from Jack, but then Anderson, Briscoe. No foul call. I mean, that's what I love it. Did Jarrett Jack get a little piece of the arm on the slap down right here? Probably. No foul up top. Briscoe. Anderson with a little shimmy with his shoulder. 3 seconds. But now they called it off and reset. Now it's Trilogy's ball.
Here's Jack. Pull up 3. Off. Moon. He'll pull up. That's short. Flight. Ooh. Offensive foul on James White.
Excellent anticipation that time by Double A to get his feet set in front, shoulders, and absorb that contact and take the foul.
Looking for Joe. James White trying to smother him. I mean, they are trying to make sure he has no space.
Bro, they've been trying to solve that puzzle, that Rubik's Cube, for 2 years now, okay? It ain't, that solution really is not out there in the universe.
Good extra pass.
Oh.
Allen Anderson. So Double A Allen Anderson will go to the line. Shooting 1 for 2. Missed it. Got it back. Haynes missed it again.
Tell you, Triplets left some points at the free throw line this afternoon.
Here's Anderson. Inside to Joe. Double team. 5. Anderson for 3. Yes! Allen Anderson.
Previously, Alan Anderson, I know the shot clock is going down, turned down those shots that time. Knew the ball was coming back out. Look at him right now. Thank the Lord I was able to knock that one in finally. But earlier in the game, turned him down, put it on the deck, chose to drive. This time squared up those bumpies. Just let it go.
11-4 run by the Triplets. Listen, third round coverage of the 3M Open is coming up next here on CBS and is available right now at PGAtour.com and CBSSports.com as well. First team to 50 wins it. Triplets 8 points away from victory and remaining unbeaten. Both of these teams at 2-0. Joe Johnson's got 20 and 12 rebounds to go with it. Here's Briscoe. Anderson. Good reach in by Briscoe, knocks it away from Joe.
Yeah, you know, the good thing too is now it's only 4 seconds left on the shot clock. So that deflection right now causes the Triplets to kind of reset their offense.
Joe turns, forces it up. And they say shot clock violation, which Trilogy was upset about because they wanted that easy bucket.
Well, of course they did. But go back to the deflection. Takes them out of their offense, forces a bad shot. Hence, you got a turnover. Now you got a chance offensively. Try to chop into this lead, get it down to 6 or maybe 5.
Here's Jack. Yes.
There you go. Now, what they didn't do, Trilogy, is settle for a three-point shot. That time, Jack doing what he does best, which is put it on the deck and attack the paint.
Jarrett Jack's got 16.
Yeah.
6-point lead. Here's Joe working on Briscoe. Wipe through. They'll call that one on Briscoe.
You know, one thing I would do too, if I'm Lisa Leslie, I know that you see where Jarrett Jack is just positioning themselves. Maybe send Alan Anderson across the court, make a move, beautiful pass over the top.
That?
Oh, Joe Johnson.
Joe missed it. Tried to put it in with his left hand and missed it.
But to go back to my point, send Allen through, force Jarrett Jack to have to go with him, and then maybe bring Moon. Just creates a movement, but that movement creates space for Joe now to attack and have more room to operate like this right here.
They do it again, and they work it to perfection. They tried to front him. They throw it over, and Joe lays it in for his 22nd point.
But why would you front when you know you don't have backside help? One, you don't have pressure on the passer to make that pass tough. But two, if he completes it, you have nothing on the backside. It doesn't make sense defensively to do that. You know, this is just, you know, right now, BA, I can get that and score right now. And I ain't hooped in like 80 years, you know what I mean? But I can still block you out, throw it over the top, and finish with my right hand.
Come on, Jim.
I ain't hooped since 07.
Come on, man.
Oh, come on, what?
Really?
Man, for what? for what? Man, for what? Man, you know, that little white ball that sticks.
You love that one, huh?
That flat stick, that's what I'm doing.
I hear you. Hey, Joe lost it. Jarrett Jack lays it in. All of a sudden, lead is just 4. Again, first team to 50 wins. You got to win by 2.
Last play, Joe Johnson off balance right there. Now, again, Jarrett Jack right in that same position. It's kind of clawed things up, able to capitalize off the turnover.
Steven Jackson uses his last timeout for this stretch run. Want to give his guys just a little breather for this stretch run. Listen, again, these are 2 of the 4 unbeatens. Now just 2 of the 3 because Power, they got knocked off the Ball Hawks, who were unbeaten going into today. So now it's just Trilogy, the Triplets, and the Ghost Ballers. as the unbeaten. Now, Jarrett Jack has done it for Trilogy. He's got 18 on the night thus far.
Well, when he doesn't settle for maybe taking contested three-point shots, he's very effective doing this, which is putting the ball on the deck, getting to that mid-range or right inside 8 feet, using that strong body to finish over the top of his defender. Now, the thing is, can Trilogy get the stops needed to give their offense a chance to win this game?
Here's Joe. Kick out to Anderson. That's his spot from that 3. Called it.
Well, and why on that right there now? Again, Jarrett Jack chose to help in, but because of the spacing, excellent playmaking by Joe Johnson, Double A able to knock in another much-needed 3 for the Triplets.
A 3 can win it for the Triplets.
What, you trying to set this thing up?
Yeah, for
I know
Joe.
you are.
Allen Anderson.
Oh, it's Allen.
Oh, rolls off.
Okay. Oh.
James White misses that 3.
Probably didn't need that shot right there. Moon.
Mario Moon. Jack thought about that 4. No good. Joe. He was trying to get it to Anderson. James White kisses it home. 5-point lead.
Yeah, he was trying to get that quick pitch to Jamario Moon right there. Maybe you have a shot, maybe you get it right back to Joe, but here he is in his hands right now. 4-point shot.
For 4. That's way off.
All right, now you play around too much with these possessions. You give Trilogy some life. You know, even if you take the 2 and get the game where all you need is a 1. See, now it's a foul, clock. Well, I can say the clock stop, but you get a chance to get to the free throw line, knock it in, cut this lead down to 3.
Lisa Leslie is going to bring the fire.
I like the use of that right now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because if you get the stop, Briscoe, a really good free throw shooter, doesn't get a chance to capitalize at the free throw line. Allen Anderson now has a chance to see the rules of bring the fire.
Brought to you by Taco Bell. So Isaiah Briscoe, he's got 10 seconds to go one-on-one with Allen Anderson. Allen Anderson can get the stop. Triplets will get the basketball. Here we go. Briscoe, Anderson, bringing the fire one-on-one. And it's good. Count it.
The challenge was a risk that Lisa Leslie was willing to take, but that time, Briscoe against a taller defender able to capitalize off of it right there.
So not only do they get the points, it's Triplets rock. Here we go. Triplets can win it with a 3. They go to Joe, working on Briscoe. Bodying. 5.
That's a lot of contact, bro.
3.
A lot of contact.
Goes up. He wanted the foul.
Oh, he got it right here. Now, let's go back to this. Remember Steven Jackson used bring the fire earlier in the half. If you keep that in this possession right now, that's when you're able to utilize it.
You see Steven Jackson. See, Steven Jackson wanted to challenge a call, but as you pointed out, he's already used it. You see Steven Jackson, he's upset because he said, look, they brought the fire. I got the point, but he fouled me. when my man got the point, I should at least get the ball back as well.
Well, it's just like the possession, though, because
that's what he was arguing about.
yeah, and the and one too.
Exactly.
But the rules are stipulated. You get the point if you score, and the ball alternates just like it would during the regular basket.
So
it's not a make it take it scenario.
So the Triplets now a point away from victory. Here's Briscoe. Work it on Joe.
Look at Joe move his feet.
For 4, Briscoe.
Oh, Briscoe.
Missed it. Joe Johnson now looking for another game winner. They send the double team. He fades, fires, he got it. He's no average Joe. And so they're going to review, they say, a possible violation.
On the rebound and the clearing, is that what they're talking about?
Y'all be giving them every fucking thing. Let me see that shit.
So you're right on the rebound and the clearing. Did they clear it?
It's like y'all won't get the win, bro.
You see Steven Jackson. He's saying, hey, look, how many opportunities are you going to give the Triplets? Joe has got 24.
Well, they're looking for a clearing violation. Did the Triplets
bring it back behind the three-point line?
Yeah.
You got to clear it.
You got to clear it.
So let's see. Here's the shot by Briscoe. Moon to Joe.
Yeah. He was behind the line.
He's behind the line. He's behind the line.
I mean, that's a big easy call for the official. The ball got out. Now, did he clear outside of the lane after he threw it? He has to, you know what I'm saying? That also is clearing. You can't be in the lane and then take the shot. And let's see if we can see it again, and so we can kind of really visualize what clearing really is. It's not just the ball going out, but you can't be in the lane as well and stay in the lane.
Here we go. Here's the shot. You see Moon.
So Moon is there. He's out. Does Joe gets out and yeah, they're all out the lane.
Yeah.
So I don't. Nice try. I would try anything at the end of the game to see.
Absolutely. And they say basket's good. Game over. Joe Johnson, another game winner, his 7th of the season. The Triplets remain unbeaten, now at 3-0. For Jim Jackson, John Sally, I'm Brian Custer. This has been a presentation of CBS Sports in association with the Big Three. Go to Triller and fight for continuing coverage of live Big Three action. And stay tuned to CBS for live PGA Tour coverage from the 3M Open.